Hey guys, Aura here again. We're going into the 9 for this video. Unfortunately, the background footage I'm going to use while I talk is actually Mythic the 9 and was one of our kill attempts. It wasn't the kill. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find that video. So this is just going to be background footage, and I will get a proper kill video up for you when I return. So let's swap to the main screen. We'll start the poll and I'll discuss how this fight goes and where we should be using cooldowns. So at the start of the fight with the 9, you are looking at a 2-target encounter. So Divine Storms, your burst legendaries, and just generally optimizing your cleave damage is the plan here. One thing I will say from a practical standpoint, in terms of popping your cooldowns, don't pop them exactly on the pull. I'd probably recommend actually doing one of two things. If you want to pop on the pull because your guild is going to Bloodlust like mine did, bubble as you're going in, or bubble just after the fight starts, because you want to make sure you are immune for fragments. You do not want to be targeted with the fragments of ice because you have to run them out and be dispelled at a certain point. You can see here on this particular mythic poll, I have been targeted twice already, which means I am not getting anywhere near the amount of uptime I require. So my burst was piddly. So during that lust window, I actually only did about 7k DPS, which is next to nothing when you consider how much damage we can get in with the rest of our cooldowns. If you don't want to bubble on pull though for that first set of fragments, I'd recommend holding your cooldowns until after those fragments go out, and then you can DPS when you come in. But the majority of the start of this fight is essentially playing the hokey cokey, dancing in and out of various mechanics between Cryer and Signa, and dealing with the various other mechanics like fragments and these bombs that you need to soak and bombs where you need to run out, and the shield where you kite the mobs around slightly so they're out of the damage reduction, getting your kicks. And it's at this point when they're both at 20%, 15% health that the third individual will spawn, and that is Skyja. When Skyja in, you've got a little bit more AoE to do, but I wouldn't prioritize doing the AoE damage if you can get away with it. What I'd recommend doing is focusing single target, either on Skyja or on Cryer, because Cryer actually has a little bit more health than her sister. So once you get to this stage, the fight becomes a little bit more chaotic, but is pure single target. And you're in the point where you're having to dodge the mechanics like resentment. You're having to soak the meteor while still having to run out of things like Link Essence. I can't remember the name of all the abilities, but basically she'll put up two different shields around herself that look like dark powered barriers. One will try and push you out and you need to stay in. One will try and suck you in and you need to stay out of it. It's basically whatever the bubble's doing, do the opposite. Easy way to remember it. But as you can see, here we are. This is Reverberating Refrain by Sign the Voice. And you can see that we're fighting to stay in. So you've got the fragments that go out. Your healers need to dispel those. Because what happens is when you dispel one, it will bounce to a nearest target. And you need to do that 3 times, because when the 3 stacks of it are dispelled, it will leave that blue stuff on the ground as an AoE snare and debuff. So the soft enrage for this fight is the amount of floor space you have, because the actual berserk for it is quite a ways away. In terms of cooldown usage, you pretty much want to use them on cooldown outside of the fragments and being able to make sure that you maximize your uptime. You can see that there are some situations where the balls were like, those bombs weren't soaked because you need one person in each of them. One was missed in this corner, I believe, if we just go back slightly. So play. So you've got one, and nope, it was that far corner that no one got into. But the 9 is a pretty straightforward fight, and the recurring theme for this for Paladins is we're pretty lucky in that because of our 1 minute and our 2 minute builds, we are able to use our cooldowns pretty much on cooldown. But the bit to maximize is, like, is there a chance you're going to get fragments? Because if so, that means you're going to run out, which means things like Execution Sentence and Final Reckoning really lose their effectiveness. Yeah, don't really know what more I can say for this fight. It's pretty straightforward. The complexity for us really will be for Soul Render and KT for the most part. But we'll get onto those when we get there. So hopefully you guys don't mind seeing the mythic attempt rather than a heroic kill. I wasn't able to find the heroic kill. Think it may have been corrupt, or I just forgot to record it. So please comment below, let me know what you guys think, and if you want to see a kill video of this, I will endeavour to get you it, whether that be mythic version or otherwise, so you guys can see the full fight and how it's supposed to go. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, and I'll see you again.